So 40 years ago, I found this pack of 5x7 pictures amongst all the other pictures in my dead mother's stuff in Albuquerque, New Mexico in 1984. These pictures appear to have been taken by a professional photographer aboard some multi-day riverboat cruise in Memphis, Tennessee in 1966. Who were these people? What were they really doing? What other pictures were in that box? This and other questions will all be answered tonight on Unsolved Misery. This is a bar somewhere in the hotel. It's a cool bar. Check out that candelabra on that black wall back there. Everybody's in their white tux. Let's see, who is this? So in the center of the table is who I've been calling Larry Tate. I think he's the president of Chickasaw Country Club. I talked to them via email, the current president, and I found a picture on the internet. This is not the president of the club, so I don't know who this is. It may in fact be Larry Tate from Bewitched. On his right is Dollar Bill. W.C. Mieher. That's my stepfather. There'll be more about him later. He was a great guy from what I've learned now, studying him. On the other side of Larry Tate is my mother, Ruby Loucille Allnutt. Was her birth name. She is eyeing Dollar Bill like a gold digger in heat. This picture was taken, this cruise happened, about 4 months before they got married in September of 1965. And then I don't know who's sitting next to my mother, but she looks absolutely fabulous in her, I guess those are white gloves. One hand is gloved, one hand is free. Must be for smoking and drinking, yeah. So, in her hair, she must have just gone to the beauty parlor, as did my mother. So Dollar Bill must have already been paying for everything. His mom is wearing pearls, a nice dress, and her hair is all done up. A courtesy of Dollar Bill. This is the back of that very same picture. This is my mom's writing. I really want to find some AI voice to read this. It sounds like her. I'll look into that next.
Chickasaw Country Club President's Ball in the Bar. All during Cotton Carnival. What a blast. Won't you two come next Cotton Carnival? Chickasaw Country Club President's Ball in the Bar. All during Cotton Carnival. What a blast. Won't you two come next Cotton Carnival?
I decided to go with this.
Chickasaw Country Club President's Ball in the bar, all during Cotton Carnival. What a blast. Won't you two come next Cotton Carnival?
Still in the bar, Dollar Bill has left the room. I bet he stepped out to smoke a cigar. A Roi Tan. I remember that. He had these little packs of like 8 Roi Tans with a plastic filter. That came later, actually. They started off just naked, and he smoked endlessly. My mother hated smoking. The white-gloved woman with the special smoking glove is smoking right now. My mom just hated that. She had asthma, apparently, although I never heard her wheezing or coughing or anything like that. I think she was a hypochondriac, much like me. Oh, here Larry Tate is checking his nails and explaining something really, really important to this woman that's just wrapped with his knowledge and charm. And plenty of scotch and sodas on the table. Oh, and look at Mom. She found the photographer. You know, if there's one thing my mother taught me, is that when you see a camera, you look directly at it. I'm not sure where this is. They're still wearing the white tux. It's definitely photo night, that first night. I think it's some sort of green room that while they're waiting around to have their picture taken, but they got plenty of booze. Just bring the whole bottle and check out the original 1965 Coca-Cola bottles. I bet there's real sugar in there. Oh, and here we are at the portraits. This is Pat and Orpha Riley. They used to come over and play bridge, I think every Friday night, maybe every Saturday night. Pat here, he was Dollar Bill's only friend as near as I could tell. You know, if they couldn't make it for bridge, I do remember that Cybill Shepherd's parents would come over sometimes. And I didn't really know who Cybill Shepherd was, but I remember hearing about them coming over because the same year this big gala happened, Cybill Shepherd won the Miss Teenage Memphis contest. Yeah, I think her parents were members of Chickasaw also. That must be how Dollar Bill and Mom even knew them. And here's Larry Tate and his, I believe, Japanese wife, probably a war bride. And check out the background, what's going on here. This is June or so of 1965. The Gemini program is going full blast. Neil Armstrong had just successfully docked his Gemini capsule, I forget who he's with an unmanned one they launched minutes before.
There's ignition, and the Atlas rocket showers its pad with a bright burst of flames.
And in space, it was the first time that two things ever docked in space, as done by Earthlings. We don't know about the rest of the universe, do we? And here's the portrait of Lucy and Bill. Notice Dollar Bill's got his Roi Tan in his hand. And what is that ring? It can't be a wedding ring. They aren't married yet. But what I think it is his Sears, Roebuck and Company 40-year ring. I kind of remember that ring. He worked for Sears Roebuck 40 years. What was I doing while they were off on this cruise? It looks like I was making cookies in somebody's kitchen. I think this is my grandmother's kitchen, but maybe it's my mom's kitchen because there's the portrait of Lucy and Bill from the cruise. So this was after the cruise. And so therefore, way after my birthday. These can't be for my birthday. And by the way, that is not the same picture there that you're seeing on that table as you saw here just a moment ago. Where is this picture? That must be gone forever. And what's with the hot water heater in the kitchen? I vaguely remember that. This might actually be my Aunt Frances's kitchen, which she shared a duplex with my grandmother. Nope, it's gonna be Granny's kitchen because she'd have a picture of her daughter Lucy, the gold digger, working on her third husband, and you know the money is gonna start rolling in. And now, the Rivermont Suite. Okay, here we are up at Mom and Dollar Bill's suite, I presume. That's my mother's mink coat laying there on that couch. I recognize that. That's one of the things that survived the great Cadillac wreck after she died in 1984. Anyway, let's see what she has to say. This is her writing on the back of this picture. Up at Suite in Rivermont on the Mississippi. Costume. Sphinx Secret Society. Lots of fun. So what I believe she's trying to say is she's at the Rivermont Hotel in a suite that Dollar Bill provided. The hotel's right on the Mississippi. It had just been rehabbed and turned into Memphis is one of the nicest hotels in Memphis by the founder of the Holiday Inn. It was rebranded, renamed the Holiday Inn Rivermont or something like that. And it was their flagship hotel. Check out that TV, and someone sent them a bunch of roses, probably the president of the country club, or maybe the hotel. Actually, this place must have cost a pretty penny, even back in 1966. So this is one side of the room. And then if we pan over to the other side, we have all this beautiful furniture, the same sort of matching tables. And here's my mom and Larry Tate, the president of the country club's wife, I believe, remember them? And, oh, that's right, we figured out he's not the president. Anyway, this is whoever they were tight with, this Japanese woman and the guy that looks like Larry Tate. And there's a basket of fruit right there on the table. This could be Larry Tate and the woman in the black dress is room. I'm not really sure. I'm just now noticing that they have a thing of fruit. Dollar Bill only got a dozen roses. That's why I keep thinking this is you know who this might be the president of? This might be the president of the weird secret Egyptian Sphinx Society, the Grand Krewe of Sphinx. Oh my God. And then suddenly everyone switches, and here's Dollar Bill. This is like one of the best pictures of him I've ever seen. He looks happy, he looks smug. He is so proud to have, probably the hottest date on this weird outing thing, this multi-day ritual human sacrifice thing, as you'll see coming up here pretty soon. Here's Dollar Bill alone. Oh, and by the way, these last two pictures, including this one, I guess my mother took them, right? He's looking all, happy to see her. Here is a more handwriting. It says the Sphinx Dance Saturday night winds up Cotton Carnival. There's Orpha Riley. Remember, we talked about her across from the table. Here's this smoking woman. Actually, God, not smoking that second. Here's a nice looking 60s woman. And here they are, and I guess they just had dinner. Ooh, my mom is looking over at someone. Something's going on over there. And the nice looking woman with the blue top is looking right at the photographer. And so is Orpha, and so is Dollar Bill. But Pat Riley, he is focused on my mother. And now Dollar Bill has walked away, and my mom found the photographer, and Orpha's looking right at the photographer. Actually, maybe Pat wasn't looking at my mom. He's just zoned out. And look, here's Jug Chick sitting right here. Check out the hair. Nice. And the smoking woman, maybe is the smoking woman his mother? Oh no, Chuck Chick is the husband of Barbara Turquoise or whatever. And here's one of those weird Egyptian, tube thing on the wall, man. And moving along, there's Pat. He's back with us. He's not spaced out too much anymore. And my mom is talking to Orpha about something. And look at my mom just gritting her teeth. She's like, I'm telling you, Orpha, the people these days, all these colored people moving into the neighborhood. I don't know what she's saying. Probably something like that. Anyway. And these are just more people sitting around. There's Larry Tate. And his wife, the smoking woman. Oh, she must be attached to this guy. He was in a picture. They have a buffet line. That's what's going on. And here they are. People were just pigging out. There's Chuck Schick with his mother. Tates. More of the Tates. And what does this woman have on the back of her coat? The B.O. Stinkers? The red hat? What is going on there? Here we are. This is what you came to see. The grand finale. The Sphinx Secret Society ritual at the Rivermont Hotel in Memphis, Tennessee in 1966. So what do we have here? Looks like another good picture, $1 bill, and everybody is wearing their matching Secret Sphinx Society sweatshirts. No, actually, we've already established that this is the Grand Krewe of Sphinx. And so behind them is some secret doors under an archway. This must be some kind of box seat that they had for the sacrificial thing that's coming right up. Oh, the doors have opened. There's some kind of weird room in there. And now this one Sphinx dude is wearing something strange on his head. In fact, there's Pat Riley right there. He's also got a weird thing on his head, and he's staring at the top of my mother's head, who's sitting right here, along with Mrs. Larry Tate and Mr. Larry Tate, and the smoking woman who is now the masked smoking woman. Oh, the doors have opened. Yeah, there's some kind of weird room back there. And who's that guy wearing the scrubs? Are they doing some sort of medical procedures back there? And now Mom's kind of looking over at Larry Tate, I guess, or is she checking out the smoking woman? Oh, and there's Orpha Riley. I think she's saying something. She's got her hand up like, what are we waiting for? What is taking so long? And then here they are looking out. Oh, look at the creepy woman in the secret medical room. The woman almost looks like a modern day Portland trans person. Yeah, here they are. They're getting ready. And then it happens. Drums, music, I'm sure. The crowd goes wild. And here it is, the sacrifice of, I'm sorry about the resolution on this photo. This might be a black shirtless dude dancing around in some sort of, ringed box, not unlike a boxing ring where the gladiators fight inside the Rivermont Hotel ballroom. The men are wearing their weird green things. Here's a smoking dude here right by the camera. Oh, I wish this picture was higher resolution for you, but this is the best we got. And there it is. That's the picture. Never seen anything like it on the net. And I look. Thanks for watching.
Cotton is king, and Memphis is in a royal festive mood for the annual Cotton Carnival. A maid of cotton heads the gala procession of floats through the city. This is the 23rd edition of the famous show, hailing the South's great staple crop. And Tennessee is host to delegations from all the cotton-producing states of the country, each with its own float.
When I was a little bitty baby baby, my mama would rock me in that cradle in them old cotton fields back home. When I was a little bitty baby, my mama would rock me in that cradle in them old cotton fields back home. Oh, when them cotton bolls get rotten, you couldn't pick very much cotton in them old cotton fields back home. It was down in Louisiana, just about a mile from Texarkana, in them old cotton fields back home. It may sound a little bit funny, but you didn't make very much money in them old cotton fields back home. It may sound a little bit funny, but you didn't make very much money in them old cotton fields back home. Oh, when them cotton bolls get rotten, you couldn't pick very much cotton in them old cotton fields back home. It was down in Louisiana, just about a mile from Texarkana, in them old cotton fields back home. When I was a little bitty baby, my mama would rock me in that cradle in them old cotton fields back home. When I was a little bitty baby, my mama would rock me in that cradle in them old cotton fields back home. Oh, when them cotton bolls get rotten, you couldn't pick very much cotton in them old cotton fields back home. It was down in Louisiana, just about a mile from Texarkana, in them old cotton fields back home. In them old cotton fields back home.